What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome in. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. All right, there we go. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, we're gonna change microphone. There we go. Much better. I can hear that. Okay, welcome in YouTube. Good to see everyone. Okay, we're gonna come over here and start live on TikTok. Welcome in. Okay, let's get the party started. Oh, I gotta turn off audio check. Sorry, that was gonna take a minute. What's up, everybody? Okay, there we go. Oh, too loud. We got to trim this guy down. Like that. Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing? What's up, Faith? How are you? Yeah, I will do so, Faith, for sure. Hell, I just had a bug fly in my mouth. Okay. I'm limited in that size glass. Crap. All right, so it's going to be a little shorter version of what I wanted to do tonight, but hey. Okay, so we're going to take this. Pop it in there. We're going to grab a little bit of clear here. Like that, and mix it in. Okay, so welcome in. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday so far. We're going to take this white, we're going to mix it up a little bit. And hopefully create a ribbon candy that I like a little better than the one from yesterday. But we don't know. We'll just have to see. Trying out a brand new white version for this. Hopefully it gives me a little more consistency with what I need. Hi, Dragonfly. How are you? Your Santa hat hearts are looking really good. Ooh, that's not mixing so well. There we go. Yeah, they are looking good. I'm telling you, I think you got it down pretty good. Just a little refinement and we'll be good. What's up, Robert? How are you? So we're mixing up the white here. I want to do the ribbon candy. I'm going to try a different white. I've got like 5 different color manufacturers for white. And I can't remember the one I used on the very first test piece I did. It looks like I'm going to have to go through all 5, figure out which one I originally used, because I like the way I did the first one. All right, there we go. Now we're mixed up. I'm going to make a ribbon candy real quick for sure. To start off with. And then from there, I don't know. We'll see where the night leads me. Jenny and the Jets, thank you very much. Good to see you. Just gonna take this here. Pull this off. Like that. Okay. Maybe I don't have any shorter versions of what I need. Oh, it was right in front of me. I have not listed the ribbon candy yet. I am currently making another one right now to ensure that the quality is where I want it to be. Okay, here we go. Salvatore, I don't even know what that is implying. Hi, Colleen. How are you? Oh, thank you, Colleen. I appreciate you. Yeah, the one yesterday did not come out exactly the way I want. So I'm gonna get this one. Hopefully this has the background, the white that I want for it, and we'll see how that works. We're gonna test it out. Hey, Christy, how are you? Right now I'm doing the ribbon candy. Because I want to test this this particular white out. I have like 5 different color rods of white, different variations of it. And I don't remember which one I used on my first attempt. And that's the color I really like, the background. So that's what I want to replicate right now. So far, this one's pretty good. Am I using Illuminati? No. Okay, we're going to pull this off. Like that. We're going to heat this up and flatten it out and see what we got. Can I make signs? Nope. I cannot. Totally different art glass. Hi, Jojo. Yeah, totally different art glass for that. This one is a ribbon candy. I'm trying out a different white from last night. So we're going to see how this one works. So now we got kind of like a little disc, almost like a lollipop at the moment. Yeah, this was the one from last night. I'm not totally enthralled with it. It's not quite there. I mean, it looks good, but not like super stunning for me. So we're going to try a different way and a different version, different white altogether. Then we'll see how it works. There's that. Bring that down there. 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 Okay. So we got the green. Nope. Won't do it. There's lots of people that take your money on that, though. You won't have a problem. Okay. We're going to come through. I see that, Betty. Going to try red there. Red there. Red there. Red there. A little bit down the end here. So the red's going to be a little crazy at the moment. It's not going to totally show up yet, but it will when I'm done. But this time I am going to do a little bit of white on top of it. Even though it's white underneath, I think this is going to make it look 10 times better. I may have to make this skinnier in the future, but I think it'll work. Catastrophic, how are you? How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Saturday night. Okay, let's add the white over here. Woo. Yep, making candy right now. Same one as I did last night, just a little different version of the coloring. I wasn't completely pleased with the one from last night. So I want to redo it. How do you order? You got to message me, Dale. Just send a message. What's up, Lucky Legs? How are ya? What's up, everybody? Welcome in YouTube. All right, so now we got all the colors. You can kind of see the red peeking through there. I don't know, Cindy. That would be a tough one. That would definitely take a lot of thought getting into how to construct it. I'm doing good, Lucky Lex. How are you tonight? All right, so next step, we got to heat this up and stretch it out. Hopefully this red kind of starts to show up. We'll see. The trick is to pulling this super even. I have a strange feeling I did it way too much. I might get 2 ribbons out of this. I have a feeling we might actually get 2 ribbon candies out of this. We'll have to see. That's a lot of glass. All right, let's see if I can get this folded up. Keep it nice and warm. The trick on this is not to overheat it. I always tell people, get the glass nice and hot, and then you actually have to cool it off a little bit. To get it to do what you want. A little bit more here. And there we go. That's how it's supposed to roll. So the red hasn't come in yet, but that's the definitely the more the ribbon candy look I was going for. I think the other stuff was getting too thick. And the red, once that red pops in, it's going to be amazing. We just have to get the red to go do its thing. Pull that off. Put a little hook on it. I'm trying to get the red to strike out a little too right now. Get it to come back to life. All right, I'm going to park it in the kiln temporarily. Now we're waiting for the red to strike up. You can see it a little bit on the bottom down there. Waiting for it to strike up. Meantime, we'll do this one. Christy, thank you for the maple leaves. And this is the other section I had right here. We might be able to get two of them. I'm hoping. We will stretch this out. Yeah, it's definitely the old candy style. That's kind of the theme I'm going with this year. That and Nightmare Before Christmas, which will probably be the look we're going to do next. I really want to try a mushroom that has that Nightmare Before Christmas look. The last one I did was okay, but it wasn't like, oh wow, that's perfect. So I kind of want to start that one a little bit again and see what I can do with it. What's up, DC? How you doing? Welcome in everybody from TikTok. Welcome from the tube. Really appreciate everybody on YouTube and TikTok. Okay, so we got to pull this. This one's going to be a little harder to pull down. But we will get it. Pull this top down just a little bit more. That's how much it's going to take to get that ribbon candy. I think that's about 8 inches of glass. So let's get it started. Start doing all the folds. we go. Again, this is just patience. Lots and lots of patience. All right, that should be good. Got to push this in a little bit further. Yeah, we actually got 2 out of it. I am totally surprised. Bring this around. Bring it in and lock it in place.
I really hope it's new.
There we go.
We always keep you in hearts.
And we got to make it round. That was definitely not round.
I wish I said goodbye. See you in the afterlife. I wish I said goodbye.
Bring it down just a touch.
All the time. I wish I said goodbye. See you in the
I'm north of Seattle. Okay, so this one's going to have a really good look to it. We got to wait for the red to pop in, but I do like this. The white looks really good. You can see the red is starting to come out on this. It's not quite there yet, but it is coming out. Ooh, that was hot. It was a little sizzle. Grabbed it a little too close where it was in the kiln. So yeah, that will definitely look amazing when it cools off. There's the red starting to come in. Yeah, that was these little. I don't use these too often. These are little square white glass blocks. What's up, Lee? How are ya?
I hope you're alright right now.
How's everybody on YouTube? Type 1 in the chat if you are doing well. TikTok, same thing. If you are doing awesome, type 1 in the chat. Let's get you guys rolling. All right, so I want to try and do a kind of Nightmare Before Christmas theme here on a mushroom. Thank you, everybody, for the ones. I appreciate it. We love comments. Thank you, everybody. Chris, how are you? Okay, so gotta melt this together. Yeah, I'm good there. I thought I had black up here, but oh, I do. Thank God, it's not blue. All right, so we're gonna do a kind of Nightmare Before Christmas mushroom. I don't know if I have one over here. Nope, it's way up there. Didn't I silver fume the flower? Yeah, I sure did. I'll show you the flower up close. Your name is. I can't see what your name is. Welcome in, though. Okay, let's bring out the flower. Yeah, it is definitely silver PMC. Actually, I could grab the little flashlight. Now you're going to see it really. Maybe. Flashlight dead? No. Now you see it really enhanced. That way. See how it's dark blue and green? How the lighting can change the entire flower. You backlight it, has a totally different look to it. Yeah, it pops like crazy with light, and it looks good by itself. I mean, it's not terrible. I think it looks good either way. I like the way it looks. Okay, so we're gonna bring it in here. Hey, what's up, Lucario? How are you? Thank you, Joshua. Andrea, thanks for the tiny dining. I appreciate you. So we are kind of going for a Nightmare Before Christmas mushroom look. I'm going to try it a little bit different this time. We're still going to do the wild spiral. But what's up, Jingles? How are you? Thanks for the tiny tiny hot dog. So this time, we're going to preheat this tube. I'm not going to pull the full mushroom stem yet. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a hourglass shape into it. Yeah, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's awesome. White flame. Honestly, look out. It's perfectly fine, Nicole. See? I promise you I'm completely safe. In fact, this is very relaxing. It's a little cold out right now. There we go. I promise you I am good. Blackhearted, we are making a mushroom right now, but I'm kind of doing it in the theme of Nightmare Before Christmas. I just made a rough version of the dog Zero. I just posted it on YouTube and TikTok. It came out really awesome, to be honest. I'm not disappointed with how it looks, but I want to do like the big, tall, mushroom looking effect for a Nightmare Before Christmas theme for basically a Christmas ornament, but something you could hang around your house all year round. And Halloween, obviously, too. Thank you, Crazy Life. All right, so we're going to hourglass this down a little bit. It's a little backwards from how I do my mushrooms, but bring it way skinnier, like that. So there. Black art, no, it's not insane. It's a lot of fun. So I grew up with this. My mother started when I was 2 years old. So I was lucky enough to have grown up with this. And I'm very thankful that I did have that opportunity. I think it's amazing that I had that opportunity. Yeah, it is propane and oxygen. It's about a 10 to 1 ratio. 10 oxygen to 1 propane ratio. All right, so first things we're going to lay down are the black all the way around. So we're just going to do this top portion. We're going to stripe it. Because in the end, we're going to spiral this thing up. But for right now, this is how I get the pre-spiral done. Kind of looks like a doll head, right? Doesn't it look like a doll starting off? I always think it looks like a little doll. But that's how my mind works. It's weird. I see random shapes and all kinds of stuff. That's why we make hammers and crazy stuff. Speaking of which, I just saw someone that made a copy of my hammer out there. And they're pretty proud of it. They're charging $1,000 for it. If someone buys that, they're going to be very sad when they see mine eventually. Yeah, they're charging $1,000 for it. So what I'm referring to is this right here. They're charging $1,000 for that. That's insane. At least I was the original. I know, it's stupid. I can't believe anybody would actually pay for it, but maybe they do. All right, so we got to add the white on here. We're just going to go in between all the black lines. All the way through. This is really messy up top too. You're going to definitely see how this changes. It is a total mess up top. Creation is messy, right? Casey, how are you? We are making, right now I'm working on a mushroom. So this is going to have a Nightmare Before Christmas theme to it. At least I hope so. I'm going to try and get it there. But look how unorganized that top is. See, it's just bleh. And I don't know if this is going to be perfect yet. I'm kind of working out the work on it. Yeah, no patents, Lucky Lex. Yeah, and it's funny because the person that sent me that, they said, hey, someone copied your hammer. They're charging $1,000. And I was like, okay. And they're like, are you flattered that, people copy your work all the time? I'm like, no, I'm not. Actually, I don't, it's less copying my work as much as, especially on TikTok, copying my style. Like, I say things in a certain order during my live stream, and I see other people, nobody that is on here, but I see other people in the industry saying exactly what I say. Even trying to do my dad jokes. But, I've been used to it. It's happened my entire career. So you just get used to it and you move on. You make so much stuff. Well, there's a difference between copying and copying someone's entire style. Like, I get accused all the time of trying to copy Guy Fieri. Not the case. This is just how I look. And I probably had this look longer than he had his. But I'm not saying anything negative about him at all either. Let me make that very, very clear. It's just, that's a coincidence. But I've never claimed to cook. I don't have tattoos or fake tattoo sleeves on. I don't have a bunch of jewelry hanging and draping all over the place. That would be a style copy. That would be style theft, if that's even a thing. But as everybody knows, if you ask me about cooking, the only thing I can cook is a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's about it. I make an awesome peanut butter and jelly. Best on the planet. All right, here we go. I got to blow this out. Okay. So this is where it's going to get tricky and fun. We're going to have a good time with this. This is going to be tricky and fun, both at the same time. So a lot of times, this is a part where people stop the mushroom right here. We're going to go into a couple little tips and tricks here. What kind of peanut butter? Whatever you want. I got it all. The only thing I haven't done that everybody keeps telling me is the Nutter butter, the fluff. Okay, so we got this really cool spiral. So we're going to change it up a little bit. There's two ways to do it. One is we're going to use this mold over here. We're going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Let's see, this mushroom top's even a little too big for that. Okay, we flattened out a little, not as much as I wanted. So how do you fix this mushroom? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the flame up into where that gap, that crevice is in there. And it's going to create a gap. It's going to fold this mushroom down onto itself, and it's going to widen it out a little bit and give it more of a mushroom cap. And that's just by gravity doing it. Like that. I don't know if you can see the drastic, I see the difference, but it created this nice look to it. And that's just by manipulating it a tiny bit. And then if it gets a little off center, that's part of what this tool is for right here, this V. I can use it to hit both sides of the bottom and straighten it back out. All right, next step, we're going to grab a punty rod. We're going to attach it to the top. And then we're going to try and bend it to a Nightmare Before Christmas look. I could totally fail. Scope me a full functional motor vehicle and engine out of borosilicate. Oh man, that's not up my alley, Michael. But I do know the guy that has done it before. He made a VW bus. So I can put you in touch with him. Contact me. I'll put you in touch and he will get it done for you. He'll do a better job than me. If I can't do something, I would rather refer you to someone that knows that style than to try and attempt it myself and make a fool of myself. Because I wouldn't make a good job of it. But I can definitely refer you to the right people that can get it done. So for those of you that don't, the conversations aren't making sense, we are multi-streaming on YouTube and TikTok. Michael, just hit me up. I know the right guy for it. Just not me. All right, so first thing I did here is I pushed. This is for Groves and Dragonfly. We pushed it up on the bottom, okay? We gave it a little bit of a bubble butt. I'm just going to say bubble butt. I don't care. Flag me if you want, YouTube and TikTok. Bubble butt. I'm going to call it a bubble butt. I don't care. All right, so let's give it that nice, tall, slender Nightmare Before Christmas look. Here we go. And then we're going to kind of bend it that way. Okay, we're looking okay at the moment. Pop that off. Now, here's where I think it makes the difference, and I definitely want everybody's input on this because this is going to determine how I make the mushrooms in the future for the Christmas ornament. So this is as is, okay, like this. Now, I'm going to heat underneath this. Give it a little curvature like that. Almost like it's leaning against a light pole or something. Kind of just a little curvature. Got a little like that. I always imagine this being a character leaning against a tree or a light pole. Like that. That's kind of what I envisioned for it. Yeah, I think it looks more natural too. All right, let's pop a little hook on this. No, I don't want to use a big ass hook. I'm going to manufacture. I don't want a big hook on there. I want small. I don't want this gigantic processed hook. Yeah, it's got a Dr. Seuss look to it. I want whimsical. I'm more of a whimsical person. Peggy Panda, thank you. Thank you for the gifts, Peggy. Yeah, I like doing fantasy, whimsical I can't call them this, but I'm even thinking about doing like Harry Potter type wands for ornaments this year. I got to figure out what to call them and not say they're Harry Potter wands, but wands. But yeah, I'm 55, but I really like the book, the whole series. I have a funny story about that too. So back in the day, before we had the internet, yeah, wizard wands, exactly, magic wands. Before we had the internet really going predominant with live streaming, my favorite thing was either watching movies on my VHS recorder, or listening to audiobooks via CD. And which one was it? Prisoner of Azkaban. When that came out, I think it's an 18-hour read, or for audiobook, it's 18 hours. I worked the entire 18 hours because I didn't want to let the book go on audio. I was glasspulling for 18 hours straight. Actually, it's more like 20. How do I want to put this up? Because I did take a short lunch break. But I was so enthralled with the book, I couldn't put it down, stop listening, and I worked the entire time. PC. I actually didn't feel it back then. I was younger. I'd feel it now. Yeah, that was the Harry Potter book. I remember it came out. I got it at Barnes and Noble and popped it in the CD, started listening to it, and went through the whole day and night working. All right, I do like this style. We're going to see how it hangs. What's that, Casey? I love it. If you can make one of those that's right before you actually stretch it to be a little decent. Yeah, we could definitely. There's different styles to do that, Casey. Absolutely. Oh, that's funny, Casey. I know a lot of people in that area. I moved to Washington from Elk Grove. So I lived in Elk Grove for a long time. I grew up in Union City. So I know the area well. I know lots of people in the area to definitely get you all set up. Could probably do private lessons right in your own area too. All right, let's see how it looks. Yeah, see, crap. Nope. I am not happy with that. That looks like crap. All right, so you're going to see something here. I'm going to heat this up. It's going to bubble all the way up and it's going to drip off. I got to open this up. This is the only way to do it. Actually, I can live with that. This might be a dumb move, but I've done dumber. I didn't like that bend though. The bend was cool, but the way it was hanging was not cool. I was definitely not happy about that. We'll see. It needs work. I'm not happy with it 100%. Yeah, I got to fix that. Let me pull this ribbon candy out. So this is ribbon candy, one of the ones we did. The red is starting to work its way in. It'll look like that one down there when it's done. So what will happen with that mushroom, while it's not perfect, it will make its way into the mystery box. So that mushroom will make its way into the mystery box. It's very sellable. It's not the end result that I want, but it's not something I would throw away either. There's no flaws in it, no cracks. There's no point in doing that. Okay, so we got to try mushroom again. Let's see if I can do it better. This is the process I go through. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to kind of do glass and develop an item, this is it. This is exactly the process I go through. I make something, I see it, I see how it looks, and then you have to make a change. We are making mushrooms, and they are gonna be in the theme of Nightmare Before Christmas. Angel of Death mushroom. I don't know what that is. Lincoln, that sounds very cool. I don't know what an Angel of Death mushroom looks like. How much propane do I go through each sitting? 1 million gallons. No, about 1.5 gallons. The kind of yellow and extremely poisonous? Well, that right up my alley. That would work. TC, thank you for the 50 Go Populars. And again, I hate to plug this, but if you guys have any ability to watch on YouTube as well, it would truly help me on there. If you ever get the chance to watch on YouTube as well, it would really help. I'm trying to build that up along with everything else. Thank you, Dragonfly. The name is Death Cap. Okay. That I can remember. I can remember Death Cap. I will take a look at that. It sounds like an interesting mushroom. I like making organic looking things. Your iris video's up on where is it at, TC? I would love to see it. So TC got iris, that big iris I made a couple weeks ago. That was for TC. Hey, Colleen, how are ya? No, I haven't posted it yet because I am creating a cool video for it. I actually took screenshots of it with the meta glasses while I was making it. Did a couple of things like that. Yeah, I haven't finished editing the video yet. Christy, it's the iris that's located on my page. On the TikTok page here. I love making the iris. JD, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that was an incredible color. The color gold and purple out of that thing. Stephanie was like asking me if I could make a second one. But every time the color comes out a little different, so I told her I can't guarantee it. Okay, so next step is we're gonna pull this down a little bit right here. I need to straighten this out. It's a little wobbly. I always tell people when you're new to glass blowing, if your core piece, being the core, is bent when you're starting off, your entire piece is going to be bent. I told you, JD. Yeah, the picture on YouTube is much cleaner. Yes, 1000%, and you get music. All right, so we're getting that hourglass shape going. Just right here. So this is going to allow me to make the mushroom cap. And what I don't want to do is start on making the mushroom cap and then have it hit the bottom stem. The sound is better on YouTube as well, Serena? Wow. That's cool because I've been working on that for a long time. I might be able to modify it a little bit to put the torch hiss in. Lobster tail mushrooms are also interesting. I've never heard of a lobster tail mushroom. Johnny D. Absolutely. Yeah, the mushroom and the snail, TC, that's only the second one I've ever done like that. You got number 2, I think. I hadn't done a lot of those. All right. So now we have this little bobble up here. Let's see, I might be able to fix the torch hiss a little bit. Let's pull this off. There. They're called lobster mushrooms. I gotta check all these mushrooms. I gotta get a mushroom book, I guess. I think I just have to get a mushroom book. Thank you for the heart need, TC. Thank you very much. Yeah, I should get a mushroom book. That would be kind of cool to specialize in some mushrooms. Christy, thank you for the dragon crown. That thing is amazing. Well, I live in Washington, and they have a mushroom farming group here. And they all gather up and they go hunting mushrooms around here. I don't have time, but yeah. Yeah, the dragon helmet is freaking cool. Thank you, Christy. Thought it was a pipe? Yeah, a lot of people do. The technique getting there is very much the same. It's literally changing the last 20% that would change it into that. Fungi are interesting. I 100% agree with you. All right, one more here. And there we are. Oh, you went on those mushroom hunts in Seattle? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have big groups that go on hunts. Have I thought about doing competitions? No, not really. That wouldn't be down my wheelhouse there. And the main reason is I don't like the idea of being pushed into hurry up and make something in 2 hours. It just doesn't sound appealing to me. I'm pretty creative with stuff, but I don't like it when people are like forcing that idea on you. If it was an open competition, like, you know, come up with the most creative thing and no themes, yeah, I'd be down. It's like there was a competition that, or there is a competition that happens in Vegas all the time called Glass Vegas. I think it's Glass Vegas. The Champ Show. I was thinking about entering that because I built a few custom PCs with blown glass tubing running through it for a water loop. And like one of them I built was a ray gun. Another one I built was ocean theme where it had all aquatic animals running through it. So the computer actually had water loops with dolphins and hammerhead sharks and octopus, and I would enter that. Big clam mushroom, yes. No, I don't really repair other people's work because I don't know the history of it. Because there's 4 different types of glass that you could use, and without knowing exactly what type of glass it was, I could completely ruin it. If it's a very clean break, I can advise you how to repair it with a specialized glue that will be stronger than the glass. Yeah, we could definitely do octopus ornament. All right, we're going to grab this, and I got to get the twist done. Hold on, I got to get a twisty on here. What's the biggest piece I made? Solid is the 4-foot sword behind me, is probably the biggest solid piece. And then blown glass is the chandelier that's in my house. And that is posted on TikTok on my video. I think it's my pinned video on TikTok. I haven't done the swords on anything. Crap, I need to do the swords. Yeah, so certain glass does not work with each other. So they mostly go by what's called a coefficiency. So like the coefficiency I'm working with right now is 33. This is considered borosilicate or hard glass. Then you got 90, 96, and 104. And they do not play well with each other either. Yeah, it's one of my pinned videos. It's right at the top. So all those glasses do not mix with each other. And if you try and put them together, they will crack. Of course, Lincoln, I'm always up for it. And if I can't do it, I know enough people in the industry that can. I can definitely direct you to the right person. So if you ask me to do something in a certain style that I'm not comfortable with, I probably know the right person that does that style. Then I can get you all set up with that person and you can work it out with them. All right, so we're getting this mushroom cap all ready. If you notice one thing about my style too, I rotate back and forth. So one direction, this direction, back this direction. I don't go all the way around. When I stop trying to spin it all the way around, My carpal tunnel went away. I was developing carpal tunnel. And when that happened, it all stopped. Okay, that was really weird. Did my screen on TikTok go blank on you guys for a second? No? Okay, that was weird. Ghosty's here. So, for those of you that don't know, this is no joke. I have a ghost in my studio. It is the real deal. And sometimes it comes out to play and it messes with my electronics. And sometimes it makes the glass on the bench move around. And one time, just one time, we got a vapor apparition. Now, that is the style I was talking about. Look at that. So, this is more of the flat style I really like. Yeah, Ghosty has to be. My whole screen went blank for just a split second. That's why I asked you if it happened. All right, now we're going to heat underneath there and kind of give it that flat cone look. That is weird. I have no idea what you're from. I developed this line in here. Look right underneath the mushroom cap. You're going to see a little line right there. It's not a crack. It is, I don't know what the hell it is. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to try and burn it out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened there. I don't want it. I would like it to go away. Okay, so we're going to pop a little. Huh. Weird. All right, first things first, I got to get to the bottom down here. And does the glass drip ever? No. No, that's the nice thing about working with this type of glass that's called borosilicate, or it's commonly known as Pyrex. Are you familiar with Pyrex? Pyrex is a brand, but people most commonly think of it as a type of glass. But technically, it's just a brand of borosilicate glass. Which I did watch a cool program. Remember how I told you all that Pyrex wasn't Pyrex anymore? The cookware, the old stuff versus the new? Anybody remember me saying that? How it's no longer Pyrex and the old stuff is worth a ton of money. So the difference is capital P, capital letters versus lowercase. Capital letters are apparently the old style, unless I'm being dyslexic at the moment, are the old, and the lowercase are the newer formula. So if it's all lowercase, it's the newer formula that really isn't Pyrex. All right, I'm going to try this just a little right off the bat. Now, there's definitely something bad on there. Yeah, so that I watched a program on the difference of it. These are the dumb things I watch when I'm bored. Okay, so I definitely got a problem with this one. You can see there's a little haze. I'm going to kind of bring it near the flame. There's a little haze underneath this mushroom cap. Come on. It's like frosted. What's up, gunfighter? So I'm going to try and work this out and give the mushroom cap a little bend. And hope it works out. If not, we're going to have to bust out the borax. Yeah, it definitely is giving me a problem. My last attempt before I bust out the borax. So in order to get rid of that, you use borax laundry soap. Sprinkle it on there or vaporize it on. I think I got it though. There we go. Yeah, I think we got it now. We're good. But it bent my mushroom a little. All right. I've never had so many problems with mushrooms. Lucky Lex, thank you so much. No, it wasn't a flaw in the manufacturer, it was a flaw in me. It's definitely something that I did. If it was a flaw in the manufacturer, the whole piece would have had it. You know what? Maybe it doesn't need a big ass bottom. Maybe that's what I don't like about it, this big chunky ass bottom. If I burn it off here, it'd look pretty freaking amazing, actually. What does the borax do? Oh, so borax laundry soap, you can vaporize it in the flame, and it will take all those rough spots in the glass out. So what most likely happened on that is I burnt out part of the boron that makes it borosilicate. Borosilicate is boron or borax, boro. And I probably burnt some of it out by overworking it. So if you have borax laundry soap and you fume it like silver onto the glass, it reintroduces boron back into the glass and takes it all out. You can also do it with sea salt. Sea salt is another excellent tool for doing that with. But I think borax is a safer application for it. So that's why I like the borax. I think it works 10 times better. All right. Definitely heard something in there. Did not sound good. All right, 1 second. I got to make a pickle. We got to do a pickle. Sorry. So, does anybody know the history of the Christmas pickle? What do I think about old uranium? I love old uranium. So, we use a lot of uranium here. Um, I'll grab. Where's my. Crap. So, this is uranium here. Actually, I don't need that stand. I can just pop that right there. Like that. I love working with uranium. Yeah, we're doing a small pickle, mini pickle. Yeah. For those of you that didn't get to see Zero, there he is. So that's how it came out. I love it. I am going to actually add uranium dots to the pickle. So yeah, I think he came out awesome. I'm totally digging this. So this is the pickle. This has uranium dots on it. Let's see if I can lay it down if it'll show. I don't know if you can see the uranium dots popping up on there. So this is pickle with uranium. Name my uranium glass for the pickle dots. How careful do you have to be using it? Not. I do. Yeah. I can give you a link. 1 second. Sorry, TikTok. 1 second. Mr. Pickle would be funny as hell. Honestly, yeah, Mr. Pickle would be absolutely funny. All right, 1 second here. I'm going to create a link. Copy. Okay, I'm going to paste it in here. Just started lamp work. It gets better. Don't worry about it. Honestly, here's my best advice if you're just starting lamp working. Run with it. You're going to be fine. I promise you. You're going to burn up a lot of glass. You're going to have an entirely rough time for a while, but you're going to be great. My second piece of advice is when something goes completely wrong and you're very angry, shut down, go take a chill for an hour, and then come back. And you'll be fine. Those are my two pieces of advice. Can you show that last one, the white one? Which one were you referring to, Rex? Are you talking about the ornament? Yeah, that's correct. You know the pickle story, yes. Oh, the ghost dog, yes. Okay, I could grab Zero. I'm waiting for one particular glass blower to try and copy that, and I'm just going to name it -5 because that's about what it'll look like. Pop that over here. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be that way. No, I don't separate the colors at all. So there is the ghosty ornament. I do have to change the collar though. The collar's a little dark. I should have used a lighter red. But yeah, there it is. And since I'm showing crap off, this is the Santa pen, peppermint stick Santa pen that glows in the dark. So this one, I'm just gonna pop this stuff up here. I don't care. This one actually glows in the dark. So when the lights are out, this pen glows.
It might be true. There are 6 billion people in the world and counting.
Oh, thank you, Rex. I appreciate that.
What you do
It's a brand new item. I have never done that before. I made it yesterday for the first time. I had never done that before.
people in the world and counting. What you do
You are getting Dragonfly. Stop it. I got you. You know who I'm referring to.
what you do
You need a zero? Yeah, I got to figure out. I got to make like 10 of them. And I'll be real comfortable making them. I definitely have to change the color to a lighter red, though.
6 billion people in the world. What you
It's
do
way, 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 way too dark.
makes a difference.
So we're going to punty this up. And then I do have to trim this down a little. What I mean by that is I have to make it a little thicker right here.
Makes a difference.
And why I'm doing this is so that when I go to bend this pickle, that spot right there isn't too thin. It was a little thin right there. Jester, I just saw your thing. Don't have to be upset about it. Don't go there. We don't dig on that. I don't see every single chat. All right, so we got to take this and bend it.
What you do
And that's what I was saying here is if I didn't seal that up a little bit in the back, when I go to do this, it would kind of fall on me. So that prevents it from kind of flopping around. Gives it some stability. Then we bring it out, just give it a small bend like that. Would a balloon dog be difficult? Nope, I have balloon dogs. If you click on my link that I sent on the Etsy, there are balloon dogs. I don't know, the balloon dogs aren't on Etsy, they're on TikTok. Yes, we have balloon dogs. Yep, we have balloon dogs with glass. Especially the uranium balloon dog looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, the uranium balloon dog looks perfect. I like the uranium. All right, we got to pop a little hole in here. Again, this is that breathing hole so that when I go to seal this off, it doesn't create a problem. It's just a tiny little bit. Okay, so what that does, that little hole right there allows all the hot air to exhaust as I start adding everything on here. Christy, if you ever made it to my area, I promise you, you sit with me for 10, 15 minutes, you'll be fine. I promise you will make your own item 100%. I've never had anybody fail. All right, let's add the dots on here. I promise you would make your own item in 2 hours. Nobody has ever failed. And I even had a guy that was legally blind. So, and he did fantastic. No, you'd be perfectly fine. All right, so we got some dots going here. Yeah, if I had someone do a glass blowing lesson and they failed, that would be a fail on me. And that's not going to happen. So that's getting a little short. Let's grab the next one. So I had two. Yeah, Sugar Glider lady, her and her husband did a full blown experience with me, and they did great. Go, we're coming through. Oop, there's that hole. So I'm going to cover up like 95% of that hole with the uranium dot here. So when you look at this piece, you will never even notice it's there or was there. And this is where I sealed that spot up down there. And there we go. Okay, next step, we're going to add a hook onto this so it can hang. Yeah, Vancouver's beautiful. We're north of that. We're north of Seattle, but the whole state's pretty nice. So that right there was the hardest part you'll ever learn, making a hook. Making a good solid hook is the hardest thing. We're going to grab that right there and burn it off at the bottom. And the trick on the pickle is to get it so it doesn't collapse. Oh, that's going to drip. Now, sadly, the uranium won't glow while it's hot. So the uranium glass does not light up when it's hot, but when it cools back off, it goes to the glowing aspect. Oh, I got to make a hook. Yeah, I'm going to make a hook. We're going to make a cool hook for it. Why the hell not? Where are you at? We're going to make a Nightmare Before Christmas hook. Maybe that's exactly what it was missing the whole time. So we added black stripes to the white here. A red or green white Christmas ornament. Yeah, we can definitely do that all the time. All right, let's spin this up. So we just basically spiraled black and white all the way around. And then we're going to take it here. Pop that there. Oh, I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. This is a neat looking hook for that. Definitely add some character. So there, now it has a little color coordinated hook for it. I can get into that. We're going to actually burn this one off low. If we're going to go whimsical, might as well go whimsical. I can definitely see that a lot better. Kind of like it's sitting. Almost looks like sitting. And it's still light enough to sit on a tree. That would be the good part. That part would work. Okay, got that one done, that one done. Mushrooms are done, but I wanted to get out of the way. Let's just do something traditional. We'll just do traditional red and green peppermint swirl or something. We'll do it kind of different. Different for me at least. Okay, let's preheat this tube. So we're just going to preheat it right now. Yep, I do hear the same music. I am running it through my headphones, my earbuds right now. Christy, thank you so much. Caterpillar Chaos. Thank you, Christy. I like the caterpillar. In fact, JoJo suggested we put a caterpillar on a mushroom. That would actually be kind of cool. Hey, you have a good night, my friend. Thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate you very much. I do. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we should do a caterpillar. I gotta figure out how to make it. I know it seems very simple, but it's not. I gotta figure out how to make a caterpillar look like a caterpillar and not something awful. Okay, so we're going to do red and green. The red may or may not show up. I don't know right away. Unless I have Red Elvis here. This may show up. I don't know. We'll find out. And then we're going to do the green. Where's my green? There it is. We actually may do red, white, and green. The white's going to make it stand out. There. Okay, we're going to use the super dense white for this one. How hot is the room? It's not hot at all. It's like probably 50 degrees, 52 or 53 degrees in my studio right now. It's not hot. It's a completely different environment than like what you see on TV, like in the show Blown Away with the big furnace. That room gets very hot because you have an entire oven throwing out, 2,000-degree flames into the room. No, watch. See that? Yeah, there's no heat coming off like that. See? All good. Mostly it's my welders that see me do that go, oh my God. Because if you use a welding torch, you know how hot that gets. All right, so we got white and green all the way around. like that. Now we're going to add the red. This will be a triple color. One off. But we're just doing it because we can. We're going to put on a show. Which I am very seriously thinking about doing a Bob Ross night. If I can order the right wig, I would totally do a Bob Ross night. Look like a mad scientist with the hair? Ah, thank you. Amin, how are ya? All right, I gotta add. Where did I just finish? Right there. Yeah, I've had this hair my whole life. In fact, Stephanie asked me where my marine photos were, and we had to find them. They had them buried somewhere. But I can show people I've had this haircut since like actually 14 when I first had this style hair. I was 14, I think. Happy little trees, exactly. All right, now we got white, green, and red running all the way around. What's my watch? This is the Samsung Ultra, the first gen. I know, happy little trees, Bob Ross night. That would be a lot of fun, right? Bob Ross night. All right, so we got to pull this all to the center, like that. I appreciate it, Dragonfly. I think I can find them. I'll see if I can find them. I think it'd be fun as hell. All right, so now we got all that color pulled. We got to start a spiral. I got to create a spiral for this one. Because I just absolutely love spirals. All right, Dragonfly, I'm going to have to look it up now. I have to figure out what night to do it on. Maybe like a Friday night or something. I know, I can't either, but that's what's funny about it. It would be funny. I can't either, but it would be funny. And that's the whole reason behind it. Have fun. Hey, at least I'm not trying Edward Scissorhands. That would be a hard one. Edward Scissorhands glass blowing. That doesn't even sound good. October 29th is his birthday? Oh, we should definitely do something then. Smooth, what's happening? All right, so right now I'm just compressing this down. I'm getting that spiral worked in there. We're going to blow it open in just a second. Then I got to bring it down and flatten this out. Wow, this has a pretty, I don't know if this will look peppermint swirl or just spiral because of the 3 colors to it. I think it just kind of looks like a hypnotic spiral, which is cool. I'm okay with that. I thought it'd look like the tri-candy color, the peppermint swirls, but it actually just looks very hypnotic. You can see it kind of running that way. You are getting sleepy. There's a little ASMR with some action. You are getting sleepy. Little torch hiss in the background. Okay, that hole has to be there. And then we got to punty it up. Do I make door handles? No, I do not currently make door handles. There's a little flaw in there, like a little spot of color, and I knew it would transfer onto my piece here. I just know it would transfer. So now we're going to do the spiral on the other side. This takes a second to get it all wound up. I'm kind of curious to see which side has the better spiral. Usually this side has the better spiral. But that first one turned out pretty awesome. So I'd like to see how this ends up. And you guys should be able to see it at the end too. I think it'll show up enough. So I think I did end up using Elvis. It looked like I was using red Elvis for the color. All right, we have to flatten that bump in there. Got to bring it in. Bring it in. Need to make a paintbrush on it. That's actually a great idea, Jojo. You want a glass rose? We can certainly do that. That's what's sitting right there. I like making flowers. They're kind of fun. Even though they all look pretty much close to the same, they're all different. Every petal has a different curvature to it. And thank you for posting the video, Jojo. I like how your aquarium's turning out, by the way. Yep, there's a stem. See, right now I can't add anything to my TikTok shop, unfortunately. It's not letting me add new items because of the shipping from USPS, all the delays. So I have to get my score back up in order to add items. But if you watch on YouTube, I can link my Etsy in there, and you guys can go on Etsy and purchase. Hey, what's up, Uncle Skin? How are you? So now we got this spiral going that way. And I'm just going to say the words on my live because they're driving me batty with their rating system. You're doing pretty good. That's awesome. I like hearing that. All right, let's add a hook to this. I'm going to grab it here. So that hole I popped in there earlier is now getting mostly covered up by this hook. Everything has a method to it. There's a reason. Perfect. Perfect. All right, final check. And the hook is dead on. You want to surprise your lady? Oh, that's a good thing. See, back when I was single, that's what I would do. Like on my first date, if I was going on a first date, I would always, if I was really interested in someone, I would bring them a glass rose. And then if I really was interested, I'd bring mom a glass rose. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. So there's the red and green. That actually turned out. But see how much tighter that spiral is? Look at the difference. Loose, tight. I like that side right there. That side looks amazing. This looks good. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's spot on. Awesome. And that's partially why I like those ornaments because you literally get a 2-for-1 on that. You can display it either side and have a pretty nice effect there. Yeah, the roses we can do stems, no problem. This one has silver fuming on it, so all the ghosts glow in the dark. Every ghost glows in the dark. Some of them will take a little while longer to charge because of the colors. Like the pure white ghost will glow much brighter than the like dark blue one with white. In fact, let me see if I got any ghosts here. 1 second. Let me grab, and I'll show you visually. Let me grab ghosts. I thought I had dark and light over here, but I don't. But these are different color variations. So there is that one and that one. So different colors, and they will glow differently. Like this one will charge up very fast. This one will take a little while longer. But see the difference in color? It just takes a little while longer. You should have got some little LED black lights in there too. What's up, Lou? So yeah, that one is definitely brighter. Christy, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, Christy. I will see you then. I got to show off Zero one more time, though. I freaking love this guy. I'm definitely making more of these. I don't know when, but I'm definitely making more. I think it's a cool ass ornament. I think that one is going to be a winner. Can I make a glass avocado? I've never made a glass avocado. Sorry, I had to look around my phone. Never done a glass avocado. What was I going to do next? Can't remember what the hell I was going to make next. But we're going to fly by the seat of our pants. I can't make an avocado right now because I don't have the right colors to do that with. I don't know what the heck I was going to make. I really had an idea and I can't remember it right now. Oh well. While I'm thinking, let's just make a quick hummingbird. While I'm thinking, we'll just make a quick bird. Bird. Thought I had a short, stubby rod. I don't. Wow. Whatever that was, it went flying. All right, let's make a quick bird. All right, Kilo. Yeah, I'll have to think about. I have to look at designing that. Uh, I think I will, Uncle Skin. I just have to. I really need to play it out in my head. I got to work out the bugs in my head. But if you wouldn't mind messaging me again so that I can put it on my to do list on my calendar, I would really appreciate that. I am using oxygen and propane. We're going to add a little green into the body up here. Is it toxic? Nope. The only toxic thing that's ever in my studio is when Fritz or my old dog Luna would come in here and let one loose. Then it was toxic. Those dogs could make me leave the studio. All right, so we're going to do a green body to this. Yeah, they had a uncanny ability of the most intense gas you've ever seen in your life. All right, so I probably should have showed that. So what I did is I took little green sections in here and I just kind of spiraled them and put them around. I don't want to make a pattern in this. I just want to add some green color to it. But I don't want that solid green the way that rod is. I want it more transparent. So I just added a little bit of green to the outside and I'm spinning it up right now. And it's blending it in there. But it's blending it in such a way that it'll still be transparent. It's not going to be that dense color. And that's where I don't want a super dense color in here. I want a very light minty green. And that's what I'm shooting for right now. All right. So what we did here is we just blended everything, swirled it around, and it diluted it way down. Again, it's going to make it very transparent. It looks way darker than what it will be in the end. Green, for some reason, gets really brownish, like reddish, red dirt brown when it's hot. And I think it's the chemicals in there that create that. We're going to create the template for the tail. I was going to do red, but I think we're going to do blue. I think blue would look really good in this two combos. So this is my little tail section right there. And the rest of it's the body. That is just a guideline for my tail. So when I start adding the flavors in here, the feathers, it creates that. Uncle Skin, it is starrynightglass@gmail.com. Okay, so we're going to add the simulated tail feathers on now. And this is just a process of layering one piece of glass on top of the other, stacking it essentially, trying to create a simulated feather look. I'm going to smooth out that end. I'll show you what it looks like right after I get done with this portion. I do like showing my projects in stages. So when we get to a certain point, I show it. Then we get to another point, I show it. Because right now, I'm sure that most of what you see is just this bright flame going on. And it's hard to witness everything from that. So this way you get an opportunity to see the whole thing. Thank you, Beth. All right. So that is the tail right there. You can kind of see the little striations in there, the hand-done striations. And again, that kind of gives you a little simulated look of tail feathers. Then we attach a temporary holding rod right here. So it's not fused, it's stuck. But not fused. I don't want it fused on there. I just want it kind of stuck on there so I can pop it back off easy. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Hey. Got a little birdie head on there. And then we're going to pop a hook on this. Bring it down and lock it in place. And that was pretty painless right there. And we just got to make sure it's super round like that. And we're looking good. All right, my favorite part, wings. I love wings. Wings are amazing. Again, I don't use any tools for my wings. I like to freehand it. And I think that is one of the things that if you're learning this process of glass blowing, there's nothing wrong with tools, but you should learn to freehand things. Because what happens if the tool you use to make your wings breaks? Well, unless you're Beth and you have a Terry at home who can make all the tools. But um, most of the time, if you have a tool that makes all the wings and it breaks and you can't get another one for 2 weeks, then you're out. If you know how to do this, then you can still make your wings. Now, I personally like the way it looks better, but that's just my personal preference, is to freehand them. And there we go. There's the wing. This is one of those things that I think I absolutely love. I think I'm really good at wings, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. Wings are one of those things I really worked hard on. And then once you have it down, then you can make all different styles. We're just continuously building up. This is the harder of the two because it constantly wants to fall into the other wing from gravity. So you just have to be careful. Give it a little more time to solidify before you pull everything off of it. All right, there we are. So now we got wings all the way around. And then we're going to come through and pop a beak on it. Right now I'm just making a hummingbird. You're all good. I was just going to make a single hummingbird, but I think we're going to do a flower with it. We're going to actually make a little hanging hummingbird sculpture with a flower. I was just going to leave it as a hummingbird, but I kind of want to do a flower with it. Of course, we got to put eyeballs on it. So there we are. Now we have all that done. We're going to pop that down and leave it. All right, let's do the flower. We're going to have some fun with it. For the love of crystals, LA, what's happening? How are you? And here we go. Let's bring it in. Maybe we'll throw some gold and silver on this with some color. Oh, you've been watching for the last hour? Awesome. Thank you. Oh, don't forget we're on YouTube. You can replay the live stream from YouTube, which is nice. YouTube records it all the time, and we are currently on YouTube. But what's nice is, let's say I make something and you go, oh my gosh, what was that? And you wanted to remember, you can come back into YouTube and scroll through and find the right moment. That's the one thing I don't like about TikTok is once you do a live stream, it's pretty much done. You know? Okay, here we go. And we're good. Now we're going to preheat. This is actually the softer of the flames. This is the cooler flame. It looks much more intense, but this is the cool flame. This is not the hot one. Do have to set it just right. There we go. All right, we're going to have some fun with this one. We're going to create some amazing colors in this. Let's do it. No, Tanya, I'll make it the way I want to make it. Thank you for your input, but I got it. All right, here we go. We're spiraling the color all the way around. This is going to give me a nice base to it. Like that. That's okay. I appreciate it. We can, if you want to make one, we can certainly do that. But I have a certain set idea for this one. Okay, so we got that base color this way. Now we're going to take that green, we're going to add in some more color to it with the green. So the white kind of creates an undertone to it. And it's going to make all the other colors kind of pop out and look really good. There we go. Gold. I'm going to pop gold on the kiln here. We're going to be doing some gold on it. I got to get it straightened out. I kind of got it a little crooked here for a second. I got to straighten it out before we go too far. All right, so now we have what we have going on are multiple colors. There's two colors, green and white. We're going to take some blue. We're going to stripe the blue around as well. And then we're going to do what I call finger painting on here. We're going to finger paint this thing around and create this really unique looking color combo. And then at the very end, we're going to take some gold and fire it onto the inside of the flower. So the outside will have all these amazing colors running through it. And then the inside is going to be an entirely different color. But it's going to transfer all the way to the outside. You're just going to have to wait and see. It's going to look good. It's really hard to describe. But I promise you, it's worth it. It won't be that much longer. We're not that far off here. We are not far from completing this. All right, so now we got stripes running all the way around. Okay. Nope, no ribbon candy. This is kind of like simulated tulip flower. So first thing is we stripe all the way around, and this locks those rings in place. So what I'm trying to do is get all the rings that were going around it locked in place, because they're not fused onto the glass. They are just kind of stuck on there. And if I don't get them fused on there quick enough, they can literally just pop right off. Okay, so now we got stripes running all the way around like that. Yeah, it's like wrap and rake, but right now we're going to start switch it up into what I call the finger paint, because I want to kind of blend everything. And we just kind of go through, and when I'm doing this portion, I always think about like tide pools in the ocean, you know. And that's kind of how I pattern things, is like I always think if I'm looking in a tide pool and things are swirling around. What's up, Gail? How are you? So that's how I pattern things, but and what I envision while I'm doing this. But other people see different processes through it, but there's no right or wrong way to this one. It's just doing it differently. Okay, so there is the finger painted version, and then there is the line. So this is the total difference. That's what I'm talking. See how the colors are all blended versus that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Thank you, my friend. All right, we're going to go all the way around with this. Now we're just going to kind of haul butt and go through it. And it is literally like finger painting with 3,000 degrees. This is a hell of a lot of fun. This part never, ever, ever gets boring. Oh, I don't have enough swirls in this section. Hold on. There we go. So we're going to come through and just keep going all the way around this. And once I finish this portion of it, it goes very fast. We will be done pretty quick. Everything from this point on, once it's all completed, is very quick. A little bit more here. All right, that's it. We're already done with all that. All right, so now it's completely swirled all the way around. And let's get this thing finished up now. Now we can go. Gloves are off. Let's get this done. So I want to pull this color on the very bottom down to the center. Like that. So we just pulled it all down. Then we're going to grab it up here. And I want to smooth all this color out. I don't want to leave any texture. Normally I do this a certain way, but we're going to flip the process around a little bit tonight. It'll still be fast, but this next part's going to be pretty awesome when we go to make the actual flower part, when we have to open it up. This part's going to be fun. All right, just a small puff of air. Now that straightened everything out. Okay, here we go. We're going to start forming up a little bit down here. We're going to get it a little thicker. Okay. I want to thicken this glass up down here. I want to taper it more into a cone shape, like an ice cream cone down here. Just like that. Okay. And we're going to let it set for a second. What's up with Tiger? How are you? Thank you for the chilies. Okay. One of my favorite things to do is to get this tube off of the color. We're going to heat it up here. Really super hot, right where the color meets the clear. Bring it out. Flame cut it like that. Now we have garbage. Next step, we're going to make a flowery looking design. Kind of like a tulip type thing. Okay, so we got this little section here. Now we're going to really give it a viney look to it, like a vine running through it. So we got to shrink it down a little. Get it nice and thick and pull it, swirl it, loop, swoop, droop, whatever you want to call it. Loop, swoop, and droop. There we are. Now, as I said, we're going to change the inside of this flower color. So look at it from this way. This will be the last time you can kind of see it this way. We're going to grab the gold. We're going to theme the inside. There's my gold. Do not pop off. We're going to fire gold right into the inside of this flower. And that looks pretty. So now we added that color to it right there, that golden on the inside only. And now it has a different shade running through it, so it has all these different organic colors running through. We're going to grab the hummingbird, pop it on there. And now we got a happy little hummingbird. Happy hummer. I shouldn't say it. Happy hummingbird. Can we pop that off? Now we have it all completed. It's a little tall right now to try and show it, but yeah, that's it. I'll probably put this in the kiln, burn that off later. Okay, I think that's it for me for tonight. That's 2.5 hours of streaming. I appreciate everybody hanging with me. It was a fun freaking Saturday. I'll be up tomorrow glass blowing during the day for Sunday and getting stuff done. So I appreciate everybody hanging with me. It's 10 o'clock my time, Saturday. Y'all go have a good night. And hopefully I see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you whenever you get a chance to log on and say hi. And I'll see you later. Thank you, mods, for all your help. I appreciate you very much. Okay, and we are off of TikTok. And there we go. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much. I really appreciate you hanging with me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging with me. It was awesome. It was a good night tonight. Thank you. And you guys take care.